Welcome to this Week 3 installment in our National Federation of High School Football video training series for the 2013 season. This is sponsored by the HSFO High School Football Officials, helping good officials get better. Also, the Arkansas Association of High School Officials. Visit our website at www.aahso.com. This week, we're going to delve into a special feature, take a hop over to the islands, talk about the free blocking zone, and we'll talk about forward progress and cross-field mechanics. This presentation is brought to you by the Reading Study Guide to the NFHS football rules. The Reading Study Guide. When you're through learning, you're through. Lots to talk about here in this Week 3 training video, so let's get after it. A couple weeks ago, I had the privilege of working out in Fresno, California with Matt Sumstein from Hawaii, who does a lot of training videos, and we agreed to work together on some projects, and I told you I was going to talk a little more about the free blocking zone. So I've got Matt on the phone today in a special Aloha Hawaii section, and he's going to talk to us a little bit today about the free blocking zone. Hi, Matt.
Aloha, Todd, and thank you for your time on the phone today. I'm happy to provide some free blocking zone video out of my Aloha Clinic training tapes. I hope you find it valuable and informative for you guys, and we'll talk again next week. Thanks again.
Very good, Matt. Thanks for taking time to join us. I've got your clip pulled out here. Let's grab this from the Aloha Clinic training tape and study more about the free blocking zone.
Before we start talking about the free blocking zone plays and the videos that I have selected, I'm going to talk to you about a free blocking zone philosophy that we implemented here in Hawaii last year. It is to help us to better interpret and to understand the intent of the free blocking zone rule as it relates to the ball being in or out of the free blocking zone. So this is the text as we've written it. In shotgun formation, free blocking zone, legal blocks below the waist have to be initiated simultaneously with the snap and in accordance with the free blocking zone rule. In order for linemen to legally block below the waist in a shotgun formation, they must be in a 3, 4, or set position with hand or hands below the knees. Players with both hands on or above the knees will be prohibited from low blocking in a shotgun formation. I know this is kind of a lot to take in, but I think there have been some rule change suggestions made to that effect. It makes it much easier for us to officiate the game. And now I'm going to show you some plays as to why we feel so strongly about utilizing this philosophy to help us with the National Federation low blocking rule. Play number 6. Let's get into these free blocking zone plays. Now the left guard, he's kind of hard to see because he's buried in there. He's in a 2-point stance, and he does go up, reset, comes down with a low block. That was number 57. We've got a few different looks at this and a number of different plays that we're going to be able to discuss this philosophy that we're talking about. 57. You can see the low block, ball's already out of the zone. We're going to highlight that a little bit closer as we start to mark the lines that we're referring to. The red line is the line of scrimmage. The blue line is the back of the free blocking zone. So you can see that when the ball is snapped, it almost immediately is out of the zone. And we'll stop it right here, put our lines back. This is when the ball's exiting the zone. And 57 at this point now is just starting to go down, and the ball is clearly out of the zone. That's why we feel this is an illegal low block, because it is in accordance exactly with the way the rule is intended. The ball's out of the zone, you cannot low block. It has to be initiated immediately at the snap, and hopefully that contact is why the ball's still there. Here's another one. You can see the right guard in this play, and that defender, he may even be more than a yard off the line of scrimmage, but even if he weren't, let's take a look at the position of the ball when the downward portion of that block is initiated, which I think is really the key. This is after the snap. The red arrow shows the ball already out of the zone. The blue arrow shows the blocker going down after that ball left the zone. So again, this is a foul. The back judge caught this one. Almost impossible for a back judge to catch a guard low block, but he did, and I like the call. Here's another one. Shotgun formation, right guard. Look at the distance. Almost impossible for an official really to determine where the ball is, which is why we wanted to go with this philosophy, because we felt that if a player in this position with the ball already leaving has to shift and dive, there's no question that he's going to be late and not in accordance with the intent of the National Federation's safety aspect of this rule. Ball's out. Now watch him shoot out and create this low block. And that's why we're putting such an emphasis on the safety of the player's knees in these kinds of situations, because it really wasn't intended for a shotgun. Now here's a guy in a three-point stance, which doesn't mean you can't illegally low block, but we're going to at least allow him the opportunity to. Now, is it immediate? No, the ball's already out. That's how fast this has to happen. Now, some people will say, well, it was kind of a glancing blow, and that's okay, and he might have got somebody else on the way through. But it's important for us to understand the aspect of what was intended by this. What was intended was to protect the player's knees when they're focusing on a ball in the backfield, because it immediately gets there from a shotgun snap. So we're going to really focus on trying to tighten this up this year. Now, here's a play not in a shotgun formation. I'm sorry I'm coming in late on it. But that player low blocked, and he was called for an illegal low block, and that's an incorrect call. Watch him here. He's highlighted. The quarterback can go back 3 yards. Here's the initiated block. The ball has never left the zone. So that is a legal block according to the free blocking zone rules. And you can understand why. The defenders aren't focusing deep in the backfield, so they're there. They're able to see the block coming and protect themselves, or at least, potentially see the block coming. Here's another one, free blocking zone, not in shotgun formation. Here's the zone as it would look if we had lines out there. Now, there is a philosophy that we're adhering to, that if the quarterback is not out of the zone, we're going to consider the ball in the zone. And you can see in this case it's very quick. But our umpire throws a flag for an illegal low block. This is another one of those phantom calls, because I've looked at this play over and over again. There's no illegal low block. So again, this is one we want to look at, evaluate ourselves, make sure we understand the situation, the formation, and what we're seeing.
Good advice, Matt. That's Matt Sumstein from the Aloha Clinic training tape video, talking about and sharing with us information on the free blocking zone. Good stuff, and we'll have Matt on again later in the year. All right, moving right along, we're going to talk next about forward progress and cross-field mechanics. Important if I introduce you to the term cross-field mechanics, if you're not familiar with it, this is basically where the line of scrimmage people are working together to get spots, especially if the field official across from you, the play comes right at him and he has to back out or get out of the way. Basically what we're saying is the play just ends up in his lap and he's not in the best position to rule on forward progress. Forward progress is best seen across the field because you have an unobstructed view. You're normally tracking the forward progress up the field, so you're right even with the ball. Then the defender comes in and blows the ball carrier up backwards, and you just basically stop where you are, square off, and walk onto the field. On this play, you see here our line judge, the play comes right at him. He's good job winding the clock. He gets a forward progress spot, indicating the ball is stopped in the field of play. Forward progress, the correct mechanic there is to wind the clock, and then all you have to do, line judge, is simply look across the field. The head linesman should have been standing right on the 40-yard line, because that's where forward progress ends. Just short of the 40-yard line is where the forward progress ends, and we would have a first down. You can see here by looking at the stakes, this is a very, very tight play as far as whether this is a first down or not. The head linesman has the best angle and doesn't give us a forward progress spot. So let's talk about what's your responsibility if you're cross field and have the forward progress spot. First things first, guys, we've got to talk about forward progress in our pregame. What we call a position meeting, that's when the line of scrimmage guys get together before the game and talk about how they're going to work together. Because the most important thing for the line of scrimmage guys is for you to get the plays right. It doesn't matter whether the ball's in your zone or in the zone across the field. If you have a better forward progress spot, you have an obligation to step up and get the play right. So now for your responsibilities during this play, if I was the head linesman in this play, I would have immediately started working my way toward the center of the field to get the umpire's attention. Now, line judge, it's equally as important that you understand that you have a responsibility to take a cross-field spot if this situation happens where this play is in your lap. So what you would just do if you're the line judge here, you just wind the clock like he did, and then just be a great dead ball official. You don't have to worry about the spot at all. all you have to do is just be a great dead ball official, and then get the ball from the player, get the ball from the ball boy, and then just take it and start working your way up the field looking for the head linesman. He's going to be standing just short of this 40-yard line. You work your way up, and then you square off on the sideline to the field of play just short of this 40-yard line, and you set the ball down at your feet. And, man, everybody's in the stands going to say, wow, what a great spot he had, even though he was 5 yards away from it, and the play was all coming at him, and he was, cognizant enough to wind the clock. But then he had, how did he get that spot dead on? They don't even realize that you looked at the head linesman, and the head linesman had your spot for you. You didn't even have to worry about it. Now, when you are working together like this as line and scrimmage officials, you've elevated your game. You begin to do, we talk about separating yourself from other officials. This is the thing we see the most is line and scrimmage officials in high school football. The thing we see them most missing is forward progress. So, hey, the college guys, the NFL guys, they're all using this cross-field mechanics on a lot of plays, and they're getting these spots right. And you know what? We've got to adapt to that system. If you're not using cross-field mechanics, you've got to study it, and you've got to work together, and you've got to have a great pregame meeting. And then umpires, you got to realize when the forward progress spot is better for on the opposite side of the field, and work together, mirror each other, line of scrimmage officials, but mirror each other not on the official that has the ball in his area necessarily. Mirror yourselves on the official who's in the best position to help us get this play right. If you become proficient at using cross-field mechanics, you'll elevate your game, you'll separate yourself, and you'll be a better high school official. Continuing now in our series that we call In the Bag, got an email this week from TD out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, who is working on a varsity crew. This is his 7th year officiating. Says his crew's very professional and they like to get better, and he's been watching the videos. He says the style and the references of the philosophies that we use make it easy to understand, and they make sense, and the videos are fantastic. High school football in Minneapolis is a serious business, so he's always working to get better. Thanks, TD, for the email. If you'd like to share your thoughts, comments, or ideas about the videos, here's my email address. It's toddallen65@mac.com. Share your comments. Maybe we'll use them next week in our segment that we call In the Bag. For HSFO, this is AAHSO Executive Director Todd Allen from our Fallacious Studios here in Cabot, Arkansas, saying thanks for checking out the videos. Go out there and give it your best. We hope to see you here again next week for another segment in our installment for high school football officials.